AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel up there or leave a message or you can go and put something that you'd like me to talk about. I'd love to hear from you. But don't forget to put the hand up. I always do, so I do it right away. I go boom, boom, and then put the little hand up. I always do that now because I tend to forget and I'm not going to go back and redo it and listen to the person all over again. Even if it was a good conversation, maybe later on I'll do that. I've done that where Jeffree Star's cosmetics are being used. I've gone back and enjoy the video a couple of times because people seem to be happier when they're using those products. And it's just sort of interesting. I remember when I was younger, I would be there and I was watching this woman, a friend of my mom, and she's there um, shaving her husband. And she shaves him, cuts his hair, shaves him, and she brings out a brush. And all this time, I was just really paying attention much. But then she comes out with a brush that looks sort of like this one, and she's dusting him off with it. And it's a makeup brush. And I was like, what's that? And to me, it was just sort of strange because I had never seen that kind of stuff with my mom. She uses a little sponge, it's like a little triangle thing, and she puts some makeup on her lipstick, maybe some eyeshadow, and she had something that looked like a Q-tip, and she would do that. And I always thought that was really interesting. And one day I told my mom, that looks like a Q-tip. And she goes, like, what? A Q-tip, we put in her ears to clean her ears. She goes, oh, yeah. Way later, I saw her using a Q-tip to put on her makeup. But that's just the way things are. But I watched her do all these things. I watched other people use these different things. And so when I got older, I really didn't have the same concept as everybody else and didn't care what other people thought because my mom taught me um, what other people think of you is not your business. Don't worry about what they're thinking because, that isn't you. That's how they feel. Maybe it's about themselves or whatever, but they're taking it out on you because you're the closest thing. And she taught me that, and I was happy. I grew up a happy person. We didn't have much, but my mom didn't let me feel that way. It's just sort of strange that she was able to um, take care of us with what little we had and keep us happy. I remember seeing all my friends get, and get, and get, but we didn't do that. We weren't brought up that way. I now see my brother, he's sort of like that. And but that's his business. That's the way I see it. I'm not going to put myself in that position to be, you know, worried about what other people think or worried about what they got. Charlie has what he's got. Timo's no longer with us, and my mom's with him now. And I've had different friends. I didn't really stay in my neighborhood to be with my friends because the ones in my neighborhood tend to stab you in the back, except for one or two or three. And that's just the way it was. I grew up with other friends and other money values and all that kind of stuff. And but I had a certain, image that people kept saying, and I was goth. I didn't put white makeup on my face because we had a different image than the goths today. The goths today are all image and no mental. When we were goth, we were all mental and not and little image. I guess they call us romantic. They're trying to categorize us. They were saying goth came from punk. No, we listen to that music. It's punk is okay. It's just no. They're still punk out there. I don't get the way they say it's this evolved and all that stuff. And no, it's just we had an image that we liked and we did it. I still do it. I still love the scary, and whatever. I guess that's what you'd call it. Me, it's just fun. Yeah, I remember a lot of people would say, "You're devil worshippers." I said, no. I said, that's more like you. And they were like, what? I said, yeah, that's more like how you are. And they go, what do you mean? With all kinds of attitude. I said, well, you hate and you hate and you hate and you hate. I said, people who love the devil hate. We don't hate. We're happy. We're having fun. We're not throwing hate at people, all kinds of shade and everything. And that's what I find. People who claim they're Christian, they hate and they hate and they hate. And that's probably why we got, what's his name, Trump now. Because these people are claiming they're Christian, but they're not. They're devil worshippers. And we got proof. There's Trump. I don't know anybody that would have voted for Trump. A person who was openly saying the most hateful things. And then these people vote for him. I'm like, oh my gosh, what kind of loser are you to vote for him? And everything. I'm not trying to pass a judgment, but the point is, it is a judgment. I'm sorry. I'm not going around voting for people that hate. If you want to hate, then that's fine. That's not my business. It's not part of who I am. I want to love. And I'm not talking about going and molesting and all that stuff like other people are. I care about people. I don't want them to be harmed or anything, but to be honest, I stay the hell away from people unless I'm working. And when I work, I like helping people. I am not trying to cheat you out of things. I remember when I first started in um, sales, I helped people. My sales were high. I had zero returns, all that stuff. And they didn't understand why I had zero returns. And I said, well, I can tell you, but it still won't make sense to you. And they said, what do you mean? I said, because I don't sell people what they don't want. What do you mean? I said, I already told you. If you don't, you come over to me. I find out who you are, what you want, and then I show you stuff that you will like. I'm not trying to sell you my image of you. I'm showing you products that will become part of your image. What that means is that I'm not making you, I'm not, you're not, the clothes isn't wearing you. You're wearing the clothes. And that's what I do. Then they took me upstairs and it was cookware, which is harder because you're not really selling to a personality. So then you have to really listen. And after you listen to them, then you can offer them what you want. Now, if the person's a cheap motherfucker, that's where the problem is. You're cheap. So I can't sell you good products that's going to last you. You're going to want garbage. So I show you what you want. Why won't I show you the good stuff? Because you're not going to benefit that. Why? Because you're the kind of person that buys today, throws away in a month or a year, and replaces everything because you want to be one of these people that are fitting in, fitting in. But see, the real fitter inners will buy expensive product, which is the better product. Like Chantel. I just got a piece of Chantel, which would have costed me $100 for a teapot. Not a teapot, it's a tea kettle. Boil water. $100. I didn't pay $100, but I got one. I used to have a little tiny skillet. It was great. One of the girls' mother was always wanting a skillet, wanting Chantel. So I said, here. And I gave her my little Chantel skillet. I said, use this. If you can use it comfortably, then go and put the money into buying the product. I said, because Chantel is not cheap. It isn't cheap, but it's the best cookware there is for beauty and usage. You can put a stew in there, stir it really good, cap it, and know that in 10, not 10, in about 4 hours, it'll be ready to eat. Take the lid off, stir it again, scoop it out, test it, it's ready, you eat. Why didn't you have to stir it? Because it evenly heats the whole thing the way the cookware's designed. Then, here comes the one I like, Scanpan. That is non-stick, but it's not a non-stick product that they spray the coating on. No, it's part of the cookware. It's anodized. It's not anodized. It's high fired enamel, and it gives you this non-stick coating, and it's part of the pan, and you can hammer, cut, and you're not going to break the Scanpan thing. The new stuff, it's this cheap shit. They wanted to make some money, and they put this cheap coating on it. So now that you can't use metal, you have to use plastic and everything. Before, you just use what you got. Now you got to buy a bunch of plastic. I've attempted to repurchase skillets and stuff from Scanpan, and you keep getting these fucked up, sprayed on coatings. I don't want that. If I wanted to get food poisoning and all that, I'd get those. I don't want something that I'm cooking with and the plastic's going to end up in your food. The purpose of that was it was high product that you could literally burn the liquid down to powder. That is just a film on the bottom of the pan. Then you go and put your wine, swirl it, and it would float up and become a nice gravy. That's what the Scanpan cookware was for. The new shit, you put it at those heats, the film will bubble. So then they put out that professional cookware that I liked. I had some pieces. That's Calphalon. Now they got the sprayed Calphalon too. That's another garbage. I know it's cheaper, it has the name, but it's still not up to par. You cannot do what I was talking about with the other stuff that you could do with Chantal and with the original Chantal and the original Calphalon and the original Scanpan. Those were professional cookwares. Now a lot of places are going to um, that I can't think of the name, but all of that is it's professional cookware. and the whole thing. And I love that stuff. And we go and we buy, we go park and swap, not park and swap. We go garage sales, and we pick up little things here and there, and there we go. Great stuff, brand new stereo, whatever. It's not brand new to us, and it's just great. And I got my tea kettle I've always wanted. It's beautiful red, and at a lower price, and it's great. Now, I'm always, telling people about quality. With clothing, I bought quality, always quality, quality, and they get mad and they say, "Well, quality is expensive." I said, "It should be, because it's going to last you." It's you buy quality things, what you're doing is you're building a wardrobe, and you add to your wardrobe and make just. And they said, "Well, do you remove?" I said, "Well, if you're buying quality, no. If you're buying cheap shit, yes." A friend of mine and I would go shopping together, and we went to some really, really expensive stores. I Magnum, um, and some other ones. We have them over there. And I go in, I look at the clothes and everything, and I go, no. I see this shirt. Oh my God, it's beautiful white. And I go and I look at it, and it had a different look. And they had it in black and white and everything, and it was in, of all places, in the clearance. I went, "I want these two," and my friend goes, "Okay," and we put it on the thing, and I found her quite a few things in the clearance, and quite a few things in the regular, and this guy's going, and there was this piece she was looking at, and he comes out, "This is the finest," and I go, "Uh-huh, yeah, it's the finest fabric, but look," I was showing him, "whoever sewed this together, they didn't have the finest of sewers. This is crap." I said, "To make this worthy of it, I would have to seam rip the whole thing and re-sew it." And they were like, and I was showing him, and he was like, "You're right." And I showed him a bunch of his stuff that was like that. And he pulled it all out and threw it on this thing. And I said, "You don't have to do that for us. I'm just showing you that this stuff is at an expensive price, but it's low quality stitching. Whoever did this sewing, I mean, it's a sewing machine. I don't know why you can't just sew it right the first time." I said, "This here, you can see that they've seam ripped quite a few times to get it to lay right." And I was showing him and showing that it had been frayed where they were doing that. And he looked, and he was just, I just sort of like, he pulled it all. He threw it over there, and he was writing something down, and he put it on top, and it said "send back, low quality." And it was just funny. And I hung out with these people for quite a long time, my friends. I stopped hanging out with them when they got married and all that. And one of my friends, the two that I used to hang around the most, um, she disappeared. Horrible children, horrible ex husband, everything. She had no purpose to be around the children and them. She says they should be going to college. We're not together anymore, and she disappeared. And she don't have a connection with her children, her daughter and her son, and that's sad. I would have done the same. I probably would have done more, but that's just reality. Then my other one, she ended up moving. Drama with her family. Her grandparents passed. She had beautiful home. Both her kids really really brilliant. Sent them to expensive school. She moved down there with them. Her and her husband. His job relocated him down near there, and so she says, "Why don't we just move?" And he says, "Yeah, I just." They said, "You know, move all this stuff." She says, I can have that done for you. You work everything, I'll move down. And he says, "But you're working, you're doing a." She goes, "I sit at home and I send all the information through a computer." She says, "I don't need to be there for that." And so there she goes too. So there goes my best friends and everything. So all the others, I just haven't kept connected too much. You're too much drama. I'm not a drama person. I used to be. But eh, I just keep looking at everything. I take all these courses. I did that already, and so I know makeup. I know sewing. A friend of mine, she was getting her picture taken professionally, and this guy had this girlfriend who was a seamstress, and he was a professional photographer. They had this beautiful big empty room, and she had her part, he had his part for pictures and everything. So then he's there, "Oh, you should do da 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 da," and she had a power machine, and he talked me into doing it. So I sewed her dress really quick. It fit the way he wanted it to fit. They took beautiful pictures and everything, and they looked gorgeous. I helped her with her makeup. I had already taken my theatrical makeup, so I told her, "Do this, do this, do this, do this," and we did that. And it was fun. I liked the world and everything, but it just didn't fit me the way I felt. So then I moved on. I didn't wasn't part of that. It wasn't really who I was. But that's just the way things are. You should move on. Sales, I loved sales. I loved working with people. I liked helping them. I liked all that kind of stuff. I just didn't want to be in management. And then I worked with Burlington Coat Factory. I loved Coat Factory. All the people I worked with were great except for one. There's always that one. And there's always that person didn't need to be that way. Every place I've ever gone had that one. I didn't really pay attention to those people. They were just evil to be evil. It had nothing to do with a reason to be that way. So then, more and more and more, I go do all this stuff, and I end loving it there. They forced me to become management somewhat, and I had fun. And then I moved on to one place to another. I was doing what I was against doing. I stayed with Dillard's forever until they got management that started treating people like dirt, and I just left. I was like, no. I quit, moved on to Burlington Coal Factory. I quit, moved on, working at the airport. I quit because there was another evil bitch who was stealing. I just didn't want to be in the middle of that nonsense. Moved on. I ended up working in a bank. Another bitch there who didn't need to be that way. Quit, moved on. Then family members management again, but I stayed there because I liked who I worked with, not the problem on that side. I stayed out of that. Then off again, got another job. Looked like it was going to be a good job. And then there was a problem. But the good thing is, I left that job exactly when my mother needed me. I took care of her, on and on and on. And when I lost her, now here I am. I'm on YouTube. I have some old friends here and there. I get a message here and there from I don't know who. But looking for work out here is hard because they see that I have all this training and they're afraid. Afraid of what? I don't know. Being that I'm going to tell them that they're stupid? Well, yeah, they are stupid. They didn't hire me. But that's their problem. That's their stupidity. Now, I watch YouTube. I love YouTube. It up to a point. It helped me handle the loss of my mother. But I see all these things their YouTubers are doing just to hurt people, hurt themselves. They're making themselves look stupid. And I'm thinking to myself, why do they want to look stupid? I don't understand that. But it's because it doesn't make sense. Why are you hurting yourself? There's no benefit from it that I can see. Then I'm watching people like Tati, um, Jeffree Star, like Shane, and I don't get them. Why? Okay, they're there and Manny, MI, whatever. I see these people fighting against each other, which didn't make sense to me. And then I started hearing these people throwing stones, throwing stones. And I'm like, but you're a nothing. Shut up. And I wouldn't have heard that, but YouTube is forcing their videos on me. And I thought, oh, look at this weirdo. And I watch him. A whole bunch of stupidity, and I stop watching him. Then I'm like shocked about things that are going on. People saying dumb stuff. Then I see people who have product that they're sharing their product. They're giving their product to this person. Jeffree gives the product to these people. These people don't even care about the product. And then there's somebody, I can't remember her name. I started watching her, something potato, and it was just funny. She's there. She loves Jeffree products. She's so happy I got my Jeffree product and jump up and down, using the product right away, having a great time. It's fun to see that. And then we find out that Jeffree unfriended her. I guess she didn't hate him enough. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. If he started sending them to me, his products, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be like these other people, like, oh, I was having a good time. Came home 4 days ago and I found this box at my door. I unwrapped it 3 days ago. I guess I'll do a full face. I'm like, oh my gosh, he just got what I was on a phone for hours and well, not on the phone, internet, and I didn't get shit. But him, who don't give a damn about the product, see, I don't get it. He's okay with that. He can watch that guy's video and see this guy don't care. He don't want his product. It's an annoyance for him to have to do a video about this product. It don't make sense to me. Why do you want people that don't like your product? That makes no sense to me. But he'll keep on getting Jeffrey's product for free, while I have to pay. Everybody else who would be ecstatic to get his product will have to pay. Well, I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I've seen quite a few do that. Not impressed with Jeffrey's product. Try to find excuses that this is garbage. Then I see Tatis go out, and people like me won't get it for free, but they give them to these other people, and that's what they're doing. These people are trying to find excuses for this product to fail. I'm sorry, you can still give that product to people like me, and we'll still test it and tell them the truth, whether the product's garbage or good stuff. You don't have to give it to people that don't like you. From when that sounds to me, they don't care about you. They don't like your product. They don't like you. Can't, it doesn't make sense to me. I wasn't going to buy this palette by Manny MMA, but it's okay. Why didn't he put a black in here? I'm sorry, Manny, but that's the truth. I'm looking at these people slam you left and right, and people like me who'd be happy to get it, would be happy to truthfully try it. I have theatrical makeup training. I just don't really a person like me who doesn't really normally use it, if it showed up at my doorstep, I'd come here to do a video and be honest of why I like it. Because I know I would like it. And I watch all these people use different ways to bring and that's the thing. You can bring the cosmetics alive, but you don't want to. You just want to see if you can slam them. And that's what I've been seeing. And these people are giving them free stuff to slam. How about some free stuff not to slam? Good products. Myself, I have all this training. I can go look at sewing and say, I can look at makeup and go, and everything. Because I know the products and everything out there somewhat. But I don't do that. What I'll do is if I see my friend having a hard time with it, I said, let's try this. And I say, let's try this, me and the person. And I show them what to try and they do it. They use whatever. But products are not only for that product. Me, I've always used makeup stuff. Why? Because if I shave myself, I don't want to use a rough brush on my face. I'll use something nice and soft to get the extra hair off my face or off around my neck, whatever. But that's who I am. But that's just the way things are. I'm not here to put down product. If your product sucks, I can tell you it sucks. But I might say, oh, if this had only had this little mist, and I would show how they missed it, just like Tati did with Jeffree products, just like Tati did. She respected the person and the products. She respected the people. Now, her tangent, I have no idea. I'm not going to be part of that, and I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't know. His product was a good product. Boom, that's it. A lot of people try to throw stones. Why did you make a smaller palette? Because everybody told him to. Plus, he had a great product. He's not going to be doing this and that. He gave you what you could do to be an artist. Gave you the bigger circles or products that you're going to use more often. Gave you the best product there is. He made a smaller one because people wanted a small one with a mirror that they can tour around with. He gave them what they wanted, whether you like it or not. It's beautiful. I'll buy it someday. Same thing with Jeffries. Beautiful product. I'll buy it someday. Shane's, I plan to getting that right away. Tati's, I might buy that someday too. It looks beautiful. But reality is, where's my colors? You got some reds, you got some oranges, but I don't got a yellow. I don't got a real dark green. I don't have, you know what I mean? There's a lot missing. She'll do it in the next palette, but I'm looking for it now. See what I'm saying? And that's the way it is. You can do your best, you can do your worst, but guess what? Stick with the people that are your friends. So, subscribe to my channel, leave a message, put the hand up, and let me know what you would like me to talk about. This one was just me rambling about me. Well, what would you like me to talk about? Let me know. But remember, AA, see you in church.